Council meeting will now come to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No.
Oh, I'm fine. I'll just sit here.
Good evening. Honorable City Council members, Mayor McCray, to our City Treasurer, Deputy Clerk, to our City Attorney, Chief of Staff, Administrative Staff that are in the audience, and also to those who are in our audience this evening. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, April 10th, 2023. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card located on the table in the back of the chambers and hand it to the deputy clerk. At this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo. Here. Councilman Barden.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Councilwoman Webb.
Yeah, here.
Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
The regular council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2 minutes, 3 petitioner, 4 chairperson's report, 5 mayor's report, 6 clerk's report, 7 treasurer's report, 8 public comment, 9 unfinished business, 10 new business, 11 warrant, 12 communication, number 13 adjournment, and a motion will be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So move to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Number 2, minutes. Agenda item 2A, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held on Monday, April 3rd, 2023.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'm going to move for the approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on Monday, April 3rd at 7:30.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for approval of minutes from our meeting held on Monday, April the 3rd at 7:30. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Agenda item 2B, for approval are the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, April 3rd, 2023, to discuss the proposed 2023-24 city budgets for the 34th District Court and the Romulus Municipal Library.
Need a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for approval of the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, April 3rd at 7:30.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from our special meetings held on Monday, April the 3rd at 7:30. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you. There are no petitioners this evening. It takes us to number 4, the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to say I hope everyone had a happy Easter. And we had a study session tonight at 6 p.m. for our 23-24 budget presentation, city budget. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Takes us to number 5, the mayor's report.
Thank you. Good evening, City Council, Madam Treasurer, Madam Clerk, Deputy Clerk, listening audience. Before I get into the action items on my report tonight, I'll direct your attention to the screen tonight where we have Mrs. Tolliver for some information for you.
Hello, I'm Vanessa Tolliver, and here are some events happening in Romulus. Romulus Recreation is partnering with Tumble Bunnies to bring you children's gymnastics. The program will be held at the Romulus Senior Center on Thursdays, April 13th through June the 1st. Visit the Community Development Office at City Hall to register or go online to romulusgov.com, click Online Bill Pay, click Invoice Cloud, and then Recreation. Please specify program name, gymnastics. Spots for this program are limited. Mayor McCray is proud to announce the return of One Romulus Community Meetings, a forum where residents can share ideas and concerns with public officials, public safety leaders, and neighbors. Mayor McCray will provide an update on the latest city news, followed by time reserved for questions and idea sharing from those in the audience. The first meeting will be held at Wick Elementary on Wednesday, April 26th at 6 p.m. Grab a neighbor and I'll see you there. Save the date, the 2023 Eco Fair sponsored by Romulus Garden Club and the Romulus Public Library on Saturday, April 29th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. This free Earth Day celebration will be hosted at the Romulus Athletics Center. You don't have to be a member to attend. Visit our website for more information. Also taking place on Saturday the 29th will be the annual citywide cleanup. This year, we will be meeting at the Romulus Athletic Center lobby for assignments at 9:30. The clean sweep will conclude at Blue Sky Ice Cream and Hamburgers for a sweet treat and raffles. Thanks, everyone, and remember to like and share us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website for more information. Have a great night.
Thank you, Vanessa. Also, I want to thank the members of our Recreation Commission. Had a great event this weekend too with the Easter egg hunt. They had to call an audible because they had the bad weather last week, and they had great attendance. So Recreation Commission did an outstanding job, and Michael Skaskin and his team, and also Colleen went out there and did a great job. So thank you to the residents who came out. The kids really had a good time. Good to see those kind of fun community events. So another big event went on Friday, but I'm going to leave that for Ms. Taylor. I guess to get done. I'll let you talk about that one. But good stuff going on in our city this weekend, so it was nice to see. And also, please, everybody, mark your date on the 29th for the clean sweep. We're going to need a bigger effort than ever. We see some of the trash and debris out there in our community. It seems like the national culture right now is going to throw stuff out the window and like they don't care and they drive off. So we're really trying to put a dent in it this year on the 29th. So we'd like to spread the word and get as many people out as we can to clean our city up. So thank you for that. Let's see. One action item I have tonight is for budget amendment. Budget amendment 22-23-15. So it asks that council concur with the administration and introduce budget amendment 22-23-15 to use fund balance to replace the records department service window with a bulletproof security pass-through window. For those who are unaware, that's the entranceway at the police department. We always felt that the staff in there was easily accessible to that small service window, so we want to make sure that's addressed and keep them safe. So,
Mr. Chair, if I may,
It's Ms. Webb.
I'd like to make that motion and concur with the administration and introduce this budget that's presented to us.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Williams for introduction of budget amendment 22-23-15 forfeiture of funds. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion. Roll call vote. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
thank you. And that will conclude my report for this evening.
Thank you, Mayor.
Number 6 is the clerk's report. I have 2 action items under my report this evening. 6A, for first reading and introduction to amendments to Chapter 36, Section 36-353 of the Romulus Code of Ordinances, discharge of firearms of the City of Romulus Code of Ordinances.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I will move for the first reading and the introduction to the amendment of Chapter 36, Section 36-353 of the Romulus Code of Ordinance, and it's in regards to the discharge of a firearm.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley, for first reading and introduction of amendments to Chapter 36, Section 36-353 of the Romulus Code of Ordinance. Any discussion? Ms. Williams?
To the clerk, can you explain what the changes are?
So if you look on that third page, we have the section there, 36-353, and basically what it's taking out, when this ordinance was originally adopted, for an individual to have approval to discharge their firearm, the ordinance required an approval from the police department and the city clerk. Why? I don't know. But what this is doing, the amendment is striking out, is taking the city clerk out of the approval. So the approval process will go through the police chief. And again, just, residents, we had someone call and they wanted to know, because they read the ordinance and they wanted the approval to discharge their firearm on their own property. So as we looked at this and went through it with our city attorney as well, and he met with our police chief, and so the process should go only through the police department to discharge the firearm. So that's the amendment you see.
Thank
It takes
you.
me out of the equation.
Thank you. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion approved.
Thank you, council. The last action item, 6B, we have a public hearing request. Kevin Kraus, Director of Community Safety and Development, is requesting a 30-minute public hearing for Monday, April 24th, 2023 at 6:00 p.m. for the purposes of discussing the Romulus Distribution Center proposed brownfield plan north of Ecorse Road, to the east of Shook Road, to the south by Wick Road, and to the west by Cogswell Street for the city of Romulus. The date and time are both available for this request, and please note the study session that's scheduled for the 24th for updates on the development. During that study session, you'll have those updates regarding that development from North Point Development.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for a public hearing request for Monday, April 24th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m.
And support, and I have a question.
Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for a public hearing request for Monday, April the 24th at 6:30. Discussion, Ms. Talley.
Yeah, so I just want to clarify the time. On the memo, it says 6:30 on the cover sheet, but on the memo inside it says 6 p.m.
I was just getting ready, the deputy clerk just informed me, so it's at 6 o'clock, so
6
that's a
o'clock.
typo.
Okay.
Right, it should be 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes the clerk's report. Takes us to number 7, the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, deputy clerk, and listening audience. Just a reminder, the treasurer's office is busy collecting on delinquent personal property tax. We've mailed notifications, we've made phone calls, and I've even made arrangements to meet with a couple parties. So I just encourage anybody that owes on the delinquent personal property, of course, this is equipment that you use to operate your business. If you owe, please contact the treasurer's office. I'd love to hear from you and work out a payment arrangement with you. And as always, if you have any questions, you can contact me at 734-942-7580. Thank you. And that is it for my report.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer.
Number 8 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience, and for those who would like to address City Council. The rules to address the City Council can be found on the back of the meeting agenda. To address City Council, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. Please note members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first. Further note that you will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. Mr. Chair, we do have one written request.
Okay.
Tony Heimberger.
Okay.
Good evening, Tony Heimer here on River Drive. I have 3 things tonight to discuss. As elected officials, you are supposed to be working for us. Let's get that straight. The taxpayers and the people that vote in these elections. April 3rd, they reopened comments on the injection well permitting process. The only way I found that out was I had an interview with Atlantic News from Massachusetts, and they informed me. Supposedly the city put it on Facebook. I'm sorry, Facebook is not everything in our city. As before, stated over a year ago, we have the emails to send out to people for their bills. Why are we not sending this press release to let the people know that you can comment on this injection well via email? Enough already. You guys work for us. Help us know what is going on in our city. That's what needs to happen. Number 2, as a taxpayer, I'm tired of paying for Big Steve. $7,000? Oh, no, he wants a new air conditioning. No, enough's enough. I've heard Kevin say for months now, I'm working on a new lease. A lease will take 2 hours to write, guys. I mean, that's just ridiculous. The third one, I'm really upset by. An elected official of this city had the nerve to tell a state representative that I'm nothing but a hothead and know nothing about the injection well that I've been fighting for 30-some years. If you would like to see the videotapes of the fighting and so on from '93, city council meetings and so on, I have them. But for that person to say that is wrong. If we're going to get nasty and rude, I can do the same thing because I know quite a bit on several different people that set up on this council and elected officials. I'm not playing anymore. Enough's enough. Do your job the way it's supposed to be done. Keep the people informed. Because right now, you can submit your comments to Blair R, BLAYERR, at michigan.gov by May 3rd for this injection well. If we need the information or the press release from the Michigan DEQ, let me know. I will forward it to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? If there's no other comments from the audience, Madam Clerk, we'll close that part out.
So noted. Takes us to number 9, unfinished business. Number 10, new business. Number 11 for approval is warrant 23-07.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion we pay warrant 23-07 in the following amounts. General Fund, $100,493.01. Major Street Fund, $2,620.54. Local Street Fund, $2,620.50. Public Safety Fund, $33,504.78. Cable TV, $283.64. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $2.90. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $13,438.33. Library Fund, $16,367.32. DDA, $963.84. Tifa District 2, $1.25. Water and Sewer Fund, $131,933.71. Motor Vehicle, $24,973.06. Technology Services, $385.63. Retiree insurance benefits, $7,822.80. Revolving fund, $6,918.75. Current tax, $155,176.33. Payroll fund, $156,091.41. Totaling all funds, $653,597.80. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant number 23-07 for $653,597.80. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Ms. Abdo. Ms. Abdo made the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, you made them?
Yes.
Wow.
That's okay. Ms. Abdo, yes.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Abdo. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 12 is communication.
Through the chair.
Yes, Ms. Talley?
This is a couple of announcements. I want to announce of a Wayne County Women's Commission. I'm a part of a Wayne County Women's Commission that was created by our Wayne County Commissioners. Chair Bell, Alicia Bell is the chairperson of the Wayne County Commissioners. And they created a Wayne County Women's Commission that is putting on a resource fair for the women of the Wayne County. It's Thursday, April 27th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Resources on hand, mental health enrollment, so this is for resources for women. We ask you to come out and support. If you just might employment opportunities out there. I want to thank the city for posting this out on the website and all our social media. It's going to be at the Wayne County Community College District, located at 8200 West Outer Drive, Detroit, 48219. And again, this is for all the women of Wayne County. This resource fair and the flyer is out on the city website. And also, we are having our Why I Love the City of Romulus contest is in full effect. The deadline is April 28th. The applications are out there online. We just need you to write why you love our city of Romulus. Romulus Flowers and Gifts will be sponsoring the baskets this year of people who submit their applications, so bring them in. Let's see those writing skills in place. The deadline, again, is April 28th. They will be read on Monday, May 8th, in commemoration with our city birthday. So let's get those applications in for Why I Love the City of Romulus. And then lastly, as the mayor alluded to, I just want to thank everybody for our Good Friday walk, everybody who participated. It was amazing, as always. I just thank God for just an amazing walk, a supportive city in our Good Friday walk. Mayor, you did that Judas thing, I'm just saying. He brought Judas. Thank you, and we're still working on you to be Jesus. And I want to thank Deidre Zakim. In the absence of our Mother Mary's, she did a great job filling in for Mother Mary, and she also did a dual role. She did Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. So I want to thank her for her input, and we'll see you next year, next Miss Treasurer. And then the woman with the alabaster box. These were characters brought by Pastor Zakim from his church, who played the woman with the alabaster box. Her name was Velma. Jesus was played by a member of his church as well. We had an angel of the Lord that came, Chantanay, who came from Pastor Zakim's church as well. Pastor Zakim actually plays Lazarus, and Elizabeth was played by Cheryl, who's also a member of Pastor Zakim's church. So thank you for all those members who participated from Pastor Zakim's church. I want to shout out to Gail Misbah, who did the costumes for all the characters, and she also played Pilate's wife. And she also had a gathering of children that surrounded Jesus as he did. Jesus loved the children. She had a gathering of children out there that day, and they were gathered around Jesus. So thank you, Miss Gail, for your contributions to the costumes and helping us, and then playing the part of Pilate's wife and gathering the children. We had our own Judge Oakley, who did Pontius Pilate, and he always does an amazing job with that, so thank you, Judge Oakley. Sean from our clerk's department, he was my partner in crime. He was one of the Roman soldiers along with me. He did an amazing job as always. Thank you, Sean. David Jones did the Peter. He's just been appointed to our BZA, and he came out and did Peter for us. He did a great job. Thank you. And then a great job to St. John's Lodge, who's always there to support the Good Friday Walk. Our police officer, led under our leadership of Captain Harris, out there supporting. Thank you for your support and participation. And then to all the residents, the community, and all the pastors that came out to support the Good Friday Walk. Pastor Bourne, 5 Points Church is where we ended up. Thank Mr. Pastor Bourne and his congregation. And Pastor Dale Milford, who's a newly installed pastor at Community United Methodist Church, brought the message for the Resurrection Sunday, Easter. So thank you, Pastor Dale Milford. And then I can't stop without saying Pastor Willis for all that he does in keeping these events alive, and the Ministerial Alliance being our fearless leader. I just want to shout out to him and thank him. And just for everybody who put the time in for the Good Friday Walk, and I just pray that everybody had a great resurrection weekend. I had one at my church. I saw Leandra Johnson on Sunday, and it was just a great time. If anybody made it out there, I hope you had a great time as well. And just thank everybody for their participation. Thank you.
John?
Thank you. Ms. Abdo?
Mayor, I should have addressed this earlier. Addressing with Mr. Heinberg's complaint, or is there anything more we can do to get the communication out there about the, or what are we doing?
We're working on several different aspects of it. The problem is now, as we know, the date has been reopened, which is our focus. The first focus was to stop the shipments from coming to Michigan.
Okay.
We did that. Second was to reopen. Now that we've been able to reopen that process, we're working with Congresswoman Dingell and our state representatives, and also Senator Camilleri, to make sure we're having a public comment period as well. And there's been some changing on that and some dates. It was one supposed to be for the 13th, but now that's changed. I know State Rep. DeSena is working on the process as well.
Okay.
And I'm really trying hard to make sure we're consolidating efforts so we don't have 10 different events going on here. We want to have one and be impactful. So we're still waiting to get details and information about. We know the period's open right now. We want to maximize it. We want to make sure people are talking and commenting on things that are applicable to this process with Eagle right now. This is not the EPA, which is the below ground. This is the Eagle, which is above ground. So we're still trying to make our best efforts and be as effective as we can.
How long is this open for, the comment period?
I still have to find out.
So
May 3rd. It's open till May 3rd, but there's going to be a public hearing as well, which is what I'm trying to schedule with State Rep. DeSena and also Congresswoman Dingell right now.
Maybe we could have some flyers, if we can't mail out, maybe we could do some flyers to get them out at some of the locations around Romulus, like the rack would be a good place.
We do have one out right now. I don't know what site
I
it's at.
haven't seen it, that's why.
It's at, I think it's at the library, but we'll check and make sure. We can spread it
Maybe we
around.
could just find some way more, to get some more communication out there. When she does the announcements, maybe we could flash a thing across there with the address, so people will, but when we announce the address, people don't have time, but if we could flash it on the screen.
Yep.
Just a few extra things that we can do.
Yeah,
to
and the
get-
communication hits on those talking points because, people might want to go off on 100 different things about this, but they want to hear the certain things are specific to this site and the violations they had on this site.
Okay.
So the Eagle was pretty specific on what is appropriate to be commented on this time at this level, so.
I'd like to know.
We can
too.
we can make sure we're dispersing the flyer.
I just
out
want to
there.
get more information out there, one way or the other. All right.
Yep, it's got
Thanks.
that URL code on it that tells you all the information, all this, the other thing that I was focused on right now is that public hearing. And like I said, we're trying to figure out where this is going to be and it's going to be most effective and who's going to be there. I don't want to see 10 different events. I'd like to have one event that we can all consolidate on. So stay tuned, and as soon as I get that, I was on the phone with them today. As soon as I know, I'll make sure we all know.
Okay.
But that flyer's out there. We can continue to circulate, and it's got that URL code on it that tells everybody all the data and the information as well, so.
And we have it on our website, too? Okay. Just so we use it.
If it isn't
whatever
today, it'll be on there
proposed.
tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Williams?
Yes. And to speak on that, Mayor, I would like to have that emailed to me so I can send it out, because I've had several residents saying that they was going to write letters, and if it's only certain things that they're looking to even pay attention to, then they need to know that so they're not all over the place. And, and also, there's been a lot of miscommunication on how I speak on certain things. And I just want to make this clear to my colleagues. Some people who can't communicate think that everything is an argument. And some people who lack accountability think everything is an attack. We were put up here to be a check and balance of the taxpayers' money. So when I addressed an issue pertaining to Big Steve, it wasn't an attack on Big Steve. It was the fact that we are not a financial institution. And if we're going to do it for one, then we have to open the floodgates and do it for everyone. So I just wanted to make that clear because there's miscommunication and it's just like all over the place. As the legislative body, we're supposed to make sure that our tax dollars is being spent on what they're supposed to be spent on. And when a person sign a contract, they are to adhere to the contract, whether it's someone that's close to us, whether it's a friend. It is our job to make sure that whoever signs that contract is in agreement with it. And I just want to make this clear, Mayor, because I'm not for sure if the council was aware of it, but I'm not for sure if it was September or October. 16 years we've been in the same home. Water units, it's been no more than 10. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it increased to 51. So you're talking about 41 additional units. I immediately contacted the mayor. I've dealt with our police, our city attorney, our fire chief, and the DPW. Nobody came up with, why did this happen? The only solution is to change the meter. So you're saying for 16 years, it's always been 10 units. And then all of a sudden it jumped, additional 41 units. So I just wanted to make that clear. Our water was not turned off because I didn't pay my bills, as, you know, a business person stated. It was because we wasn't for sure what happened that our usage of water would go from 10 units to 51, and still to this day, we still don't have an answer. The only solution or answer that I received is change the meter out. So I wanted to make that plain and clear because I don't have a problem with paying my bills. And instead of, Mayor, and I say this openly because, you know, it's been a problem with communication. How is it like there's no solution for it? It wasn't a leak. We did the dye in the toilet. We did the dye in the sink. We checked the outside. We had an outside company check the faucets outside. We didn't have a water sprinkler system at the time. And I just don't think it makes sense to just zoom past it. The bill is paid in full, but yet and still there's still no solution. So if someone else is out there, because this is not just about me. It may be other residents out there that's dealing with the same issue. So the city needs to have some type of resolution when this happened. It's not just, well, it happened, we can't find what happened, so let's move on. It's not fair, and this shouldn't happen to anyone. So I just want to, you know, make that plain and clear. And also tomorrow we will be at the high school for Forgotten Harvest from, actually, the truck gets there at 9:30, so about 10 o'clock to 1. So anyone is more than welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more communication from council?
Mayor?
Just through the chair, just to respond to the water, I know the water issue was an unfortunate situation. I think it was August of last year when I looked. I don't have the information in front of me, but you're right, it did spike. Your usage was here. For 1 month, it jumped up. But I believe DPW scheduled a meeting at the house to come out and not just change the meter, but to make sure that the meter was the issue. And I think that got canceled twice.
No,
So-
they came out, Mayor. They came out.
And they've calibrated, and when did that happen? Because when I talked to DPW last week, they hadn't been out there to investigate the meter, run the meter through a test to make sure it was accurate.
They came out, and the only thing, and this is what they say to a lot of residents, it's a leak. Tony came out. So,
Okay.
you know, what I canceled because I wasn't available was for them to come back and change the meter out. But he did come out and check the meter.
That's the direction I gave the DPW, to schedule a time with you, come out there and not necessarily change the meter, but to have the meter tested to see if that was the issue or not. Because the way those meters are designed, and everything can fail, I understand that, but the way those meters are designed, if they move, water went through them. So that's what the first thing they'll do is they'll check for leaks and try to find a solve for you that way. If they don't find that, the next step is to evaluate that meter and make sure it's functioning properly. So that's where they're at now, and that's the direction I gave the DPW, to schedule that appointment with you and to come out there and evaluate your meter and see where we're at.
Well, I don't know how many times he have to come out to evaluate it because he's been there already.
But they didn't go through your meter. They went through the different systems, like you said, they looked for leaks, but they didn't evaluate that meter and test the meter out.
I'm not trying.
Okay.
If there's no more communication, it takes us to number 13, adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.